It's wet, cold, but full of character. Today we're heading to our remote cabin in Central Newfoundland. The rivers are raging from this year's quick winter thaw, and the heavy rain is making sure the water levels aren't going to drop anytime soon. We'll be doing some off-roading, fishing, eating some wicked grub, and checking out a roaring waterfall. This is by far my favourite weekend of the year. Welcome back to This Is It NL Adventures. Love, Indy and I left Corner Brook around 8:30 in the morning and started making our way for Gambo. It takes about 4.5 hours to get from Corner Brook to the cabin, but luckily today the highway wasn't too busy. The road was pretty wet on the way up, and I stopped a few times to fly the drone, and I only crashed once. We made it to the cabin not long after 1:30, and once we hit the cabin, the rain really started to pour. Time for the fun part, getting everything out of the truck and packed aboard the cabin. Well, we made it into the cabin, everything's unpacked, the weather's not fit, but that's not going to stop us from having a great weekend. So I'll be the first to admit, our off-grid cabin is a little bougier than what you'd expect for an off-grid cabin. Mom and Dad, my aunt and uncle have been working on this place since, I believe it was 1995 they started it. So it's been here, there's been pieces added on, lots of work done after all these years. But there's no running water or anything like that, and we don't have electricity here. Our oven and whatnot is ran off of propane. We got a fridge in there that's run off of propane too. But we do have a solar system set up here. That's one that my uncle rigged up, and this is our panel, I guess you can say, with all the different solar information. I don't know a whole lot about the solar, to be honest, but that's the setup that does all the hard work. And then down here, that's our batteries that take the charge from the sun. It is pretty convenient though, pretty nice to be able to come to the cabin, flick on the switch and have power, but it all depends on how much sunshine you're getting. We got a few little projects to tackle here this weekend. If the weather holds up, all these old boughs and that, we want to get those lugged off. Usually in the fall of the year, down at the bottom of the hill there behind my truck pretty much, we have a big bonfire and burn all the old brush and recently we cut almost like a bit of a perimeter around the cabin, because with all the forest fires that we've been having, we wanted to try and protect the cabin the best we can. So all of this here used to be trees, but we thinned it out a bit, just so that if anything were to break out, our little camp stands some kind of a chance. So this is our first trip at the cabin without our family pup, Holly, which is a little bit tough to swallow. This was her favorite place on earth. I mean, as kids, we grew up with her here, hunting squirrels with the pellet guns and grouse and stuff like that, but it's not the same without having her around, that's for sure. As much as we miss her, in her old age, she wouldn't stand a chance to the wildlife that we've seen around the cabin here lately. Here's a few pictures from our trail camera. We got to be a little bit careful up here this weekend with the dogs rolling around, because I don't want either one of the pups to get a hold of those guys. Meal number one, some homemade smash burgers and a nice cold beer. Well, it was a pretty relaxing day one at the cabin. We had our supper and got all cleared away, and now we're just going to hang out for a bit, and hopefully we'll have a better day tomorrow to get out in the woods. Well, as you can tell, we didn't get blessed with a nice day here today, and it looks like there's no signs of letting up. I did just look at the forecast though, and it's updated for tomorrow, so we're looking at sun and cloud tomorrow and plus 20, so hopefully that transpires, but here today is not fit. So we're gonna get geared up here now to go fill up our water jugs, and after that we're gonna head down to Gambo to pick up a few more supplies. We're on our way back from Gambo right now, and I was talking to my Uncle Greg last night, and he was telling us about this little fishing spot on the way back up over the road. So we're going to stop here now to see if we can get either trout out of it.
When I got my room and I got my bait, all I need to do is just sit and wait till the big fish, they come my way. And I'll get all the fishes. For real. Oh, I got a fishy. I got a fishy. I got a fishy.
Haley, that's a beauty. Hey,
Get in there.
what a trout.
Wait, wow. Can I keep them, please?
That's a girl, yes, I'd say you are.
Nat! I got a fish! Wait, Tinder profile picture.
Beauty trout.
Pooping.
First one of the year.
Do we even have anything to put our fishies in?
We'll figure that out.
I can gut it before I go. Wait, why is it full of speckles? You think it got worms? It's okay, buddy, you can't breathe.
Well, we were fishing here for about an hour or so. Haley was the only successful fisher, but we're going to head back to the cabin now and get a bit of gear, and we might head out and see if we can get another trout somewhere else. Well, we came back to the cabin, unloaded our water, got some dry clothes, but before we head in fishing again, I want to check out a waterfall up here in the area. It's called Brook Falls, and usually around this time of year when we get all the snow melt, it's absolutely raging. So we're going to head in there and see how much water is flowing. Buddy Josh left Gander on his bike and came out today to join us, so he's going to be heading into the falls with us. Father's going to be jumping aboard the bike with him, and then we're going to try for a trout. So this is Flagger's Brook. Once you cross and go over there, you can head into Rodney Pond, one of our favorite fishing spots. But as you can see, there's a whole lot of water moving. So in this trail that's pretty overgrown these days, this is where we get to Flagger's Brook Falls. It's not a crazy size falls, but when the water starts to flow this time of year, it's usually roaring pretty good. Flagger's Brook Falls. I've never seen it like this before. I'm sure plenty of the old skippers and whatnot have seen piles of water rushing down over there, but this is the absolute most I've ever seen, but unbelievable the amount of water that's flowing down there right now. We're all done here now at Flagger's Brook Falls. Now we're going to go see if Sis can get another trout. So we were going to stop here to try for a trout, but it's blowing pretty hard, so we're going to go look for somewhere else. So we gave up on the fishing. We tried a couple other places, but the wind is blowing too strong here this evening, so we're back at the cabin now and we're going to get supper geared up.
Can't beat lambs on. I put me in road. Crashing up from that truck, so I find I tried to do the truck in less than an hour, but you know, it's like hour and 5, hour and 10. The road is a little bit rough now. Spring.
Well, it's a little after 7 o'clock here now, and those pork ribs and potatoes, that was a deadly supper. So now this evening, we're going to try and get the Habs game set up, and hopefully they'll take game 5 here tonight. But we'll catch you tomorrow now, and hopefully enjoy a bit of sunshine. Well, it's a beautiful day here at the cabin today. The forecast was right. We got a nice sunny day here, nice and warm. So our plan for today is to keep it pretty relaxed, hang around the cabin for a bit. Then we're going to head in and try for another trout. And then we're going to come back and put on a nice turkey for supper. Growing up, Mom and Dad used to bring us in this trail fishing all the time, And Dad used to be able to take his Tundra right on into that trail and park her right alongside of the brook, and we'd fish away all day. But I don't know. I don't mind taking my truck through some tricky places, but she ain't going through that here today. So Mom, Dad, Haley, and Matt are headed in on the quads. They were willing to beat the quads in through this old trail, and Love, Indy, and I are walking in behind them. There's only about, if it's a kilometer, that's probably it before we get to the brook. So just a decent little hike in the woods. Can't believe how much this has grown up in the last few years. Like I said, we used to have the truck in through here, and me and Tyler were in here side by side last year, the year before, and now it's a job to walk through it. It's still a bit windy today, so I'm not sure what our chances will be, but we used to catch fish out of this little place right, left, and center when we were kids. Never any big fish, but nice little paying trout. Down here a bit further, there's a spot where the brook kind of flows over that old trail, and that's where we've had the best luck fishing in the past. We will make our way down to the spot where the brook flows across the trail, but this little bend looks like a good spot for a trout too. Matt got a little small one there. Well, I got one little trout out of that, and Matt got 3. So we're heading down to that pool now that flows across the trail and see if we got any better luck down that way. First one out of this little pool. Just a little small brook trout. We're not getting huge fish here, never did, but little ones like that, you get them all day long. Couple little small ones down this way, nothing crazy. But me and Matt are gonna work our way over. There's a little dam up there, so we're gonna try on the back side of that and see if there's anything holding up against the dam. Well, we're done fishing now. Got a couple little small ones, but no keepers, but a little bit of fun anyway. I'm going to call it a video here now and spend the rest of the weekend with family, undistracted from the camera. But thanks a lot for joining us again on this video. Hope you enjoyed the footage from the May 2 4 long weekend here in Central Newfoundland. And with any luck, we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.